Hello everyone. I wanted to provide another set of trigger warnings for this case. This is case number 4 of the second game. And I want to trigger warn, please, for suicide, including pictures. There is a picture of the crime scene that keeps being shown. And I also want to trigger warn for one of the witnesses is mentally ill and at one point almost died by suicide, and there is a lot of stigma surrounding that. So I don't really know whether to recommend watching this case if those are triggers for you, but you will know better than I will what you can and can't watch, and so I wanted to sort of put a warning down before all of these videos for case 4. So I'm recording this warning, and I will prepend it to the videos. So trigger warnings for suicide, for mental illness stigma, and the suicide includes photos of the scene. So thank you very much, and now we will go into the video. Bye-bye.
Hello everyone! Welcome to another Let's Play of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. My name is Anna Mardall, and I have had to go actually a couple of days without playing because of stuff that's been going on, which has just been torture. I mean, I'm sure Maya's okay, but I really want to make sure Maya is okay. So we will here pause for just a second so everyone can feel very sorry for me. Okay. Here we go. Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! They're there. I can't take it anymore. Oh, poor Pearls. Look, it'll be all right. Everything may still work out. Huh? The condition was that we had to get a not guilty verdict. And so far, the kidnapper has kept his word and hasn't hurt Maya. He won't because Mr. On Guard hasn't been given a guilty sentence yet. Cheer up. We don't have time to stand around crying. We have to get going. You're right. Mystic Maya is in much more pain than I am. Yes, that's right. So...
Hey, you guys! Glad I caught you, pal.
Mr. Scruffy Detective!
Oh boy. Looks like Detective Gumshoe has been dubbed Mr. Scruffy Detective in Pearl's books now.
It's just plain old Mr. Dick Gumshoe now. And I came to talk to you, pal.
So he has either been fired for real, as Franziska and Miles kept threatening, or he's been fired for fake as a means of throwing off the kidnapper. We're kind of busy right now. So what are you going to do from now on?
What do you mean, pal?
You've been fired, right? Do you have a new job lined up yet?
Oh, that! What am I supposed to do now, pal? I don't have anything coming in at all until my next payday.
What are you talking about? You don't have another payday.
I guess that means I'm just gonna have to work here at your place, pal.
That's what I've been saying! Say what?
You'll be searching for things that will prove Mr. On Guard's innocence all day, right?
Well, yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna help you, pal. I've got lots of experience in investigating and watching over people's places. But I'm great at making really simple meals, pal. I'll take care of it all.
Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's let Mr. Scruffy Detective take care of things.
Okay. By the way, what's your best dish?
Instant noodles, pal.
Why am I surrounded by people who only eat cheap, unhealthy food?
Phoenix. That was the first time I've ever seen Mr. Edgeworth act like that. Never thought he'd say something like, He didn't care if Ms. Andrews killed herself.
He said that? That's horrible.
But because of him doing that, we got the truth finally.
Truth. Miss Andrews' last testimony. I wonder if that was the truth. I'll give you that there was nothing strange in her testimony itself, but I still think there is something fundamentally wrong with the whole thing.
You mean about that thing, pal?
Why would she want to? No, I mean, almost need to frame Mr. Onguard. I couldn't figure that out from anything she said all day.
Then, you're saying that testimony was a lie?
Not a lie per se, it just feels like there's more here than meets the eye. Or that's what Edgeworth would like us to believe.
That's such a dirty trick. Even that woman prosecutor was better than that.
Franziska von Karma. Speaking of Miss von Karma, do you have any more information on her condition? Wasn't she shot this morning?
Miss von Karma was shot today on the way to the trial by a pistol, pal.
She's going to be fine, right? I mean, Edgeworth said she was in stable condition.
Well, she was shot in the shoulder, so she's okay and still hanging in there. They should be done taking the bullet out, so she's probably resting at the hospital.
Which one?
What, are you gonna visit her, pal?
No, well, I was kind of thinking about it.
Hey, you've actually got a heart, don't you? She looked like she was being tortured to death not being able to go to the trial today, so maybe it'd be good for her if you went and let her whip you for a bit, pal.
Let's go let her whip us, Mr. Nick.
No, I'm definitely not going.
Let's see, the name of the hospital is the Hoti Clinic.
That name sends a chill down my spine. Oh no. Is that the one with the creepy guy? Well, I guess I can't stop by. Yeah, we're gonna have to go there and protect her. Let's just go make sure she's okay. Never thought I'd ever come back to this place.
Yes? Are you here to visit a patient?
Hi. Wait a second, you're...
Yes, I'm Director Hoti.
Why are you still here?
Yes, what is it? Can I help you? You can tell me.
Director Hoti! Oh, I thought it was a nurse. Edgeworth!
Yes, I'm Director Hoti. Oh, you're the man from this morning. What is it?
Director, Franziska. How is Franziska von Karma?
You don't need to worry. Yes, she's in good hands. Because you see, I'm personally taking good care of her. Yes. And that surgery, it went well.
You have my gratitude. Edgeworth, baby, this is not a real doctor. It looks like Edgeworth doesn't know about this director in a secret.
She looks so pitiful. Absolutely terrified. Yes. But I understand. Her opponent was a gun, after all. When I snuck up on her, real secret like, she screamed really loud. Yes.
I see.
But she's really cute too. When I do that, she'd whip me with her whip. Boy, did I cry like a baby. Yes. But I think I could get used to it.
You're up quickly. Go back to your room.
You're so mean. My frisky Friska. But that's good too. Okay. Yes, it's time for my IV drops. Yes.
And what are those tulips doing in your hands, Mr. Phoenix Wright? We brought her flowers? I knew I shouldn't have come here. I was shot in front of the courthouse in my right shoulder. But it's no big deal. This sort of thing happens all the time. I even had full intentions of running the trial this morning. But that would have been too much for you. There's no need to act tough in front of us, you know. Regardless, I was dragged here by that man over there. He was so unyielding, one has to wonder if he was simply interested in stealing my case. It was the only logical course of action, given the bullet was still lodged in your shoulder. But by taking over the case, I found myself having to clean up after you and the irresponsible deal you made. I think I know what deal he's referring to. Miss von Karma, you made a deal with Miss Andrews yesterday, didn't you? I don't know what you mean. in order to make sure you got your guilty verdict on Mr. Ongard. You told Miss Andrews not to testify in court today.
I don't know what you're talking about. Do you have proof I made such a deal?
You're denying it.
It looks like you were lucky, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If I had been in court today, this trial would already be over.
All while hiding Miss Andrews' own crime.
That isn't my problem, whether she had tampered with evidence or not.
I have only one objective, to find Ongard guilty of murder. The end justifies the means, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The end justifies the means. Miss Von Karma, Adrian Andrews believed you when you said, if you don't tell the truth of what really happened, Ongard will be found guilty.
And what does that have to do with me?
Because of that, she is now in danger of being found guilty herself. All because she believed in your words until the very end.
That still has nothing to do with me. She's a weak person, that's all.
You had to know she was... Ow!
I think visiting hours here are about over. If you'll excuse me. What's wrong? Why did she cut you off?
Probably because she thinks I had the advantage in that argument. Edgeworth. I have a bad feeling. She was willing to do whatever it took to get Ongard found guilty. If they somehow twist this around so Ongard really is guilty, so that justifies her behavior a little bit, I'm gonna be kind of pissy about that. Because that behavior is not justifiable. We are not here for a verdict. We're here for the truth of what happened. And helping somebody cover up that they tried to frame somebody is bad, whether they deserve to be framed or not. But I have a sinking feeling that somehow Matt's gonna be guilty after all to make what Franziska did less bad. We'll see. I don't have anything to back that up. What happened today at the trial, Edgeworth? That was not like you at all. I mean, I know you knew about Miss Andrews' condition. You could have made her testify as many times as you wanted, but to go that far... She wouldn't testify about that until I said something. Listen, Wright. The courtroom is a garden of judgment. I am putting myself on the line when I stand in there. That's why I made the witness do the same. It's only natural. By the way, Edgeworth, you were really angry in court today. That's rare for you.
Hi, little one. I wish you wouldn't literally jump up my back. Yeah. You just gotta do things so hardly, don't you, Chip? You say hi to everybody? Can you say hi? You're a quiet purr. I don't know if they can hear you. Chip is here. He jumped up my back, over my shoulder, because he's a show-off.
Witness, that card. Give it to me. Hurry. Do you have any idea what you have stupidly, inadvertently done? This. I can't believe you hid this from me all this time. That card. What in the world is it? You mean this? Listen, Wright. This is top secret information. You absolutely cannot leak this. A special investigations team has existed for a number of years, but few know of it. I understand? Their task is to find the owner of this card, a man called Shelley the Killer. And just as his name states, he is a killer, an assassin, the best at that. An assassin? Shelly, like a shell.
Shelly the killer. Shelly kills seashells by the seashore. Who is this Shelly the killer?
The Killer is the name of a long-standing line of assassins.
Long-standing?
The name first appeared about 100 years ago, I hear. Shelley is the professional name of the third heir to the Killer name.
Because his professional name is Shelly, he leaves cards with a shell on them?
I can't get over this. Shelley is like, to my American ears, Shelley is like a California beach girl with like blonde hair and flip-flops, and she says like every third word. And I'm not saying that such a person wouldn't be a good assassin. I'm just saying that such a person does not fit with the image we have received of the guy holding Maya, claiming to be the killer. Maybe there's two. He has a habit of making sure to leave a card by the body of his victims.
Why would he do something like that?
We think it is part of his duty to his clients.
His duty?
If he leaves a card, his clients can be assured it was he who killed the victim. It also serves as insurance against any charges being pushed onto his clients.
I see.
The killer values the trust between his clients and himself above all else. It seems that this is one honorable assassin with a moral conscience. I guess even honorable assassins exist. You think this assassin, you think he's the one who did the killing in this case? It would appear that way. The discovery of the card basically confirms it, don't you agree? Shelley the Killer. Is he not going to remember that's the name that was given to us over the phone? I noticed something at trial today. You were behaving in a very strange manner. There's something the matter. I guess I should tell him. Maya, she's been kidnapped. Kidnapped? What does the kidnapper want? An acquittal. I see. I had no idea. Really? So, you were mean to Gumshoe for no reason? That wasn't part of a plan to let him search for Maya while the killer assumed he had been defamed as a threat? Miles, you broke his heart. You humiliated him on the stand. He is in love with you. I don't understand why you would do such a thing, baby. I'm upset too. Chip is hiding his head in my chest. And that also means that for most of the trial he was continuing even though he knew that Matt is not guilty. So all that stuff I said about, I'm assuming that he's smart enough to realize he's not guilty, so he's pushing forward not because he's immorally trying to get a conviction anyway, but because he's trying to stall for time. So either he is immorally trying to get a conviction anyway, or he's just not as smart as I'm giving him credit for. Maybe that's it. I can see that. Maybe I've just assumed that he's intelligent because he talks a good game. I will prepare a rescue team as soon as possible and resolve this by tomorrow.
Really? Did you hear that, Mr. Nick? Mr. Edgeworth is going to...
Stop trying to console me, Edgeworth. I don't need your pity.
Mr. Nick?
There's no way you can find her. We don't have a single lead to go on.
There's only one way to save her.
I have to get an acquittal. It's the only way. Right. Listen, you need to know something. Juan Carrita was killed by Shelley the Killer. The client who ordered the job is Matt On Guard, your own client. Alright, show me some evidence. Please stop. I can't listen to you. I can't believe that. I see. Well, if you want to continue your investigation, you will need this.
What is it?
The hotel right now is restricted to police personnel only, as we are looking for any clues that might lead us to Shelley the killer. If you take this with you to the hotel, I'm sure they will let you enter. Interesting. In any case, I must attend to the preparations for Maya's rescue team. We'll meet again, if anything should happen. Now you'll excuse me.
Mr. Nick, do you think Mr. Ongard hired an assassin?
No way! He doesn't have a psyche lock.
I guess not.
Maya, please, all I ask is that you make it home safe and sound. How do the psyche locks work? Because they're supposed to show up when somebody's hiding something from us, but that entire trial, Andrews was hiding all kinds of shit from us, and at no point did a psyche lock show up. Morgan was hiding from us that she framed her own niece for murder, and we didn't get any psyche locks for that. So how do they kind of work the way the plot demands? It's hard to be like, well, he must be innocent because he had no psyche locks, when we're still not really understanding how the psyche locks even work. Like, Morgan told straight up lies on the stand. Hell, fucking, what's her face? Mimi told a whole dang lie about how her sister came to visit her, and all that was completely made up from scratch, and we didn't get one psyche lock on any of that. So I don't really understand how they work. Anyway, okay, we're with Maya.
I guess even kidnappers can be a little clumsy. Clumsy enough to drop a card like this for me. And even though he said he was an assassin, I bet he's just making that up. Like how Nick does with everything in court. Stop saying that! I don't bluff! Why do you people keep insisting that I do?
Everyone's always like, yes, you convinced them that you're right with your lies. And it's like, I didn't lie! Why do they say that? Is it like a running joke that even as good as we are, we still can't get any respect or something? It just doesn't make sense. The few times that I have bluffed, it was like, well, we don't know who the criminal is, so we're just gonna try to show that it's plausible it could have been somebody else. But that's not lying, that's just pointing out that the defense doesn't have or the prosecution doesn't have the airtight, perfect case that they claim to have. I don't know why they keep saying that. It's very strange. It upsets me.
Anyway, let's try out the card trick with this card I just found. Sounds like I got the door open. Okay, time to take a look around.
Okay, what is this?
What is this place? I've got a feeling I'm not in a hotel anymore. Are those videos over there? I'll worry about that later. For now, I should be looking for clues. That way I can show them to Sis and get out of here. I've never seen a TV this big before. Where's the power button? It's busted. I would so die a Happy Samurai fan if I ever got to see the Nickel Samurai on a TV like this. Ah, I can't believe I just made a joke about dying, all things considered. What is this? An antenna, I guess? Is this a VCR? There sure are a lot of electronic gadgets here. What is the antenna doing?
Yeah, inside the house doesn't seem very useful.
It's a computer. I've never really used one before. I have no idea where the power switch is on this thing.
There goes my plan to use this somehow to get out of here.
There's a framed picture sitting on the coffee table. It's a picture of a woman. She's kind of pretty. It looks like something's written here. It says, "With love, Celeste." Celeste Impacts? It's so dark in here I can barely see, but these feel like videotapes. What kind of room is this? The door is locked. It doesn't look like I can use the card to open this door. There's a little hole at the bottom of the door. If only I was a little skinnier, I'd be able to crawl through here. It looks like a doggy door. That's weird. What is a figurine doing on a sofa in a place like this? I think it's a bear? How cute! It's got a lot of cuts and slits on it. I wonder if it's some kind of puzzle or something. Cuts?
Oh, this simply will not do. I cannot have you wandering around at will.
Ah!
It seems your Mr. Wright is truly concerned about you.
He is?
For now, I would suggest you remain cooperative. If you cannot, there are ways in which I can help you.
You mean?
Dead men tell no tales is how the saying goes, correct?
Dad?
I'm almost certain I told you on our first meeting. I am an assassin.
No way! You're lying! I mean, an assassin?
People are not always who they appear to be.
Nick! Mr. Nick? Oh, yes, Pearls?
I got caught up in my thoughts about Maya's situation.
Mr. Edgeworth has left, you know.
For now, I have no choice but to believe in Mr. Ongard. But I think I should listen to his story one more time. Let's get going. How do you feel about Miles? That's the first time I've seen that side of Edgeworth, pal. Forcing people to say what he wants them to during testimony. I want to know what in the world happened to him all the time he's been gone. Me too, baby. Is she alright after being shot? Her wound isn't bad. The wound to her pride, that's a different story, pal. The wound to her pride? Until now, she's always upheld the Von Karma Creed. But since she came here, you've given her pride quite a beating, pal. She may act all grown up, but she's really still just an 18-year-old. Quite frankly, I worry about her, pal. I mean, same, but I also kind of worry about the innocent people she's sending to prison, so... Alright, let's talk to Matt. I'm sorry, but visiting hours are over for today.
Huh?
I have too many questions I need to ask. I'm sorry, but I'm Phoenix Wright. I'm a lawyer for one of the... You're Mr. Wright, you say? Oh, yeah. There's a message here for you. A message? It's from Matt Ongard. Here you are.
What did he write? Is it something really important?
I don't know. Well, let's see what it has to say. To Mr. Lawyer Dude, I've got something really important to tell you. Why do I feel uneasy? Oh, Mr. Wright. So, actually, I have a favor to ask of you. I have this cat named Shu. I didn't put out all the food when I left the house, so he's probably pretty hungry. You think you could drop by my house and feed Shu for me, dude? My house is just a little ways down from the hotel, right?
This is terrible. Let's hurry. We had to feed his cat. I'm sure poor Shu's stomach is growling by now.
I guess... Maybe I have to go to the lobby first? stupid.
All right, now, Mr. Nick, let's look for clues. We have to for Mystic Maya's sake.
You shall not pass! Miss Holback, don't devalue my name and turn it into a gasp, you spiky-headed pettifogger! Because of you, I've been made to look like the bad guy again! Although I did get a piece of gum from Edgy Boy just as he promised, but what I really wanted was something more valuable. I wanted his heart! It's all your fault! You've awakened the wild beast inside me!
Miss Holbag!
Keep your hands off me! This helmet is airtight. No air gets in and no air gets out.
Why do you keep putting it on?
Don't think you can get me to move with silly questions. You're going to have to defeat me if you want to get by.
I don't even really want to talk to you. I just wanted to go to On Guard's house. It sure is dark.
I'll turn on a light.
Wow, so this is what a star's house looks like. Must be nice to be rich.
Come on, Mr. Nick, let's find Shoo the kitty cat. Shoo!
So I guess this is Shoo.
What a lovely cat. Hello, Shoo.
He has a door with a pet window on it. Cat seems to like pearls. Pardon me? Oh no. May I help you with something, Mr. Oh, we're lawyers? Actually, I'm Mr. On Guard's lawyer. Phoenix, do you really not recognize him? The Masters... Then you must be Mr. Wright. Yes! It's a pleasure to meet your wonderful self. I am the family butler, John Doe. Nice to meet you. Why did Matt send us here if... God damn it. You must know all sorts of things about Mr. On Guard, right? Honestly, sir, I don't believe my master is capable of a foul deed such as murder. And, anything else? No, not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the master or his affairs. How butler-like. Mr. Doe, how long have you served at this residence? Well, sir, I would have to say maybe about 1 year. And, anything else? No, not especially. I would have thought Mr. On Guard would kind of have a maid over a butler. That's a very cute cat you have there. It is my duty to take care of him. The master rather fancies Shoo. Anything else? Not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the family cat. Well, I guess I don't need this paper anymore. I'm afraid I must take my leave of you now. We should probably get going ourselves. So young and yet already so accomplished, a master of law. There is also a lot to be proud of in being a butler, in charge of the house and all. Thank you for the compliment, sir. People are not always who they appear to be. Now, if you'll excuse me. I want to open that door. There's a small door at the bottom of the bigger door, Mr. Nick. I bet it's for Mr. On Guard's cat to use. The door is locked tight. There's another door over here. There's a giant cooking hearth here. That's a fireplace. How are they different, Mr. Nick? I've never actually seen a hearth. You should come and visit Fay Manor. I'll show you when you do. A giant bicycle flying through the air. That bicycle, Pearls, is one where you don't have to pedal and it moves on its own. I'm sorry to disappoint you. It can't fly. Why am I feeling inferior today? Well, it might have something to do with the fact that your boyfriend showed up and you really want to kiss him. There are masks here. Steel Samurai, Pink Princess, and Evil Magistrate. They fought many battles against the backdrop of New Old Tokyo.
You really know a lot about the Steel Samurai, Mr. Nick.
Oh, she's so close and we can't get to her. Well, it is what it is. I have a letter of introduction. Maybe if I show her this letter I got from Edgeworth. Miss Oldbag, if you would look at... What? You want me to look at this worthless piece of... Edgy poo! Is her perfume pheromone de mort I smell? Let's see here. Would you please allow this unsophisticated young person to conduct his investigation? Yours truly, Miles Edgeworth. Yours truly? That man's good at flattery. Fine, but only because Edgy Boo said so, you understand? I just thought of something I have to do. Remember, no messing around. You do anything bad and I won't let you off the hook. It looks like she has strong feelings for Mr. Edgeworth. That may be, but you know nothing's going to come of it. That's so mean, Mr. Nick. Feelings are meant to be told and shared. Every time we talk about love, I always end up with a handprint on my face. Let's continue our investigation. What? What now?
One little thing before I forget. You can't go into On Guard's room today. The police's main investigation team is going to be in there all day. So don't go in there. Set one foot in there and you'll face the wrath of Wendy Oldbag.
Oh no, whatever would we do? Looks like we're the only ones here.
And yet the hotel seems so busy somehow.
Hey, city boy! Lotta, you're still here.
Wrecking cars! An investigative photographer eats her stars on her ability to snap up the scoop, yeah? This hotel just has that aura of mystery. You know, like something's always about to happen.
But do you have a camera?
Rep given, a photographer's gotta have cameras out the ear like corn to be a real pro. So I'm hanging around here. Speaking of cameras and feeding the mouth, do you have mine, you bread thief?
Would you please take a look at this? Okay, I guess she'll have to talk to the police about it. I want to ask you about the night of the murder.
What? You really gonna shell out bucks for the info I got?
Lotta, you were loitering in this hallway the night of the murder, were you not?
Well, kinda, but...
Brace yourself, Phoenix. Here it comes.
I didn't exactly hang around here the entire time, you know. Followed a few stars around. Got a few autographs, took a few hands, and had a soda pop with a few of them, too.
She wasn't here the entire time that night.
The security lady also wasn't in this hallway the whole time either.
No one can tell us who came and went that night. About the note that was inside your camera case.
Oh, that ditty I wrote?
Yeah. Can I believe what you've written?
You mean the stuff about Ongar shoving his manager lady onto Karita?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I reckon you best not be believing that.
What?
Look, I sort of wrote that on a whim, you know, writing whatever came to mind.
Whatever came to mind?
Yeah, when you get down to it, it's just a lot of random bull-dooders. Hey, what's with ya? Why are you staring at me like my grandpa used to? Why you look like you suddenly got older, too? Or am I shrinking here?
I don't know what that means.
My baby! My $1,600 baby! What's with that red-coated prosecutor anyhow? The guy told me it was evidence and refused to give it back to me.
That's kind of how it is.
You're that redcoat's friend, ain't ya? Put in a few words for me and get me my camera back.
You want me to do what?
Listen, nag the guy real good for about 5 hours and I guarantee he'll give it back.
Why don't you do your own dirty work?
Well, I reckon it's time for me to get going. A tabloid photographer without a camera is just a tabloid. Keep yourself together out there, you hear? I'm coming to see you in court tomorrow. You two there, little one, keep up the good work, okay? Don't be picky about your food now. And make sure y'all do all your homework, you hear? And if you happen to find the right camera, please leave already.
ong ong.
Mr. Nick! What is that otherworldly, ghastly moaning?
Ong.
I hate evil ghosts.
I don't think it's a ghost. Maybe it's a demon?
Excuse me? What are you calling a demon, brat?
It's the alien!
Who are you calling an alien?
No, it's you, Ms. Oldback. What are you doing here?
What is wrong with youngins today? I came down here to pay respects to my poor Juan, and you're disturbing me.
Oh, goody. Please talk to me about the night of the murder just one more time.
I talked about it plenty at the trial. I was fooled, tricked, deceived by that fraud of a photographer and her note. She was loitering around here with that imbecilic look on her face.
With that imbecilic look on her face. Got it.
Now hold on a second there, Pipsqueak. If you're gonna take notes, at least make me sound better than that.
Alright.
Now I've seen everything.
You know, I was working that night too. Doing my job, minding my business. So it's not like I had to waste. It's not like I had time to waste standing around here the whole night.
I was wondering if you could tell me a bit more about Mr. Carita.
He was the most popular star, you know, especially where it counts in my book.
I heard he was lagging behind in the polls against Mr. Ongard.
Well, that's just a recent thing. Bad luck and all that, you know.
He was going to become an even bigger star than he used to be.
Look, just look at this mountain of presents. It's a show of the mountain of feelings all his fans had for him.
The mountain is pretty big. Certainly nothing to shake a stick at.
Mr. Nick?
What is it, Pearls?
The presents. They're all bears, right?
She's got a point. There isn't a single thing here that isn't a bear. All of Mr. Carita's presents from his fans seem to be bears.
Oh, that's because you can't think of Juan without thinking of bears. Bears? Why bears? You don't know? When my dear Juan was training, he fought barehanded with a bear.
What?
He refused to give in and let the bear win, but after the fight, they became friends. Wow! What a heartwarming story!
Look, it's just like in those young people's dramas. I can see those two tuckered out down by a river going, "You sure can fight. You too, bub. You too."
Did that really happen?
It's in his biography, bub.
What a load of crock.
Ever since then, fans have been giving him bears as presents.
Yeah, bears.
I'm Uncle Bear, and I say it's barely 8 o'clock.
What is that infernal racket?
It's one of the presents going off. Sounds like it's 8 p.m., way past your bedtime.
It startled me. I thought I was going to die for a second.
8 p.m. That's the time when the award ceremony ended that night, remember?
It's hard to believe it's been 2 days. The transceiver! Hello? Hello? This is not a phone. Maya! How is Maya? You haven't heard her, have you? It seems you were not able to fulfill your end of the bargain, Mr. Attorney. I have heard the news, so it would seem my present did you no good.
No! Mystic Maya!
One more day, please! All I ask is one more day! I'll get a not guilty verdict for sure this time, please! I suppose if I must. I need that acquittal more than anything else after all. Please, please let Maya say something. I want to hear she's alright. Alright. A little... What is with the static all of a sudden? Hello? Hello? It seems... bad... connection. Damn it! Did the transceiver suddenly break?
What happened?
I don't know. All of a sudden it became nothing but static. Hold on a second. I don't know. All of a sudden it became nothing but static.
Ah, Mystic Maya!
Why did the transceiver break like that? I should have an electronics expert look at it. The sooner the better. Do I know an electronics expert?
welcome back, pal. Thought I'd make you a little something for dinner.
That's nice, thank you.
A rich man's luxurious full-course meal, out of a can, that is.
Sorry you went through all the trouble to cook, but I don't have time to eat.
Whoosh, looks like you don't have a can opener, pal.
You've got to be kidding. Here I thought he'd already whipped something up.
Oh, I know. There is one way I know how to be helpful. Ask me about anything you want, pal. Go ahead.
Okay.
The transceiver?
Mr. Nick, you should ask Mr. Scruffy Detective about that thing.
What thing?
This thing just up and broke all of a sudden.
It broke?
When I was talking to the kidnapper, it broke into static. Look, it sounded like this.
I don't hear any static, pal.
Huh? Maybe it fixed itself? That's strange. I'm sure it was making a loud static noise.
Maybe what? Maybe it was electromagnetic interference, pal.
What? Electromagnetic interference? What is electromagnetic interference?
It's something that happens when a radio wave gets mixed up with another signal, pal.
When you put it that way,
I don't understand what you're talking about.
Like, for example, when a cell phone goes off next to a computer screen, stuff on the screen gets kind of fuzzy and starts acting funny, right?
Huh? Computer?
it's like when you use a dryer next to the TV and the screen looks weird.
The TV! That's what you're talking about!
She seems amazingly happy at being able to understand this.
The room you were in, when the interference to the transceiver happened, there's gotta be something that's sending out strong radio waves, pal. Something like a listening device. Where were you when it happened?
We were in Mr. Karita's room, the scene of the murder!
What? That's it. I'm gonna sneak into the precinct and get a bug sweeper. I'll meet you at the crime scene later, alright, pal?
Wait, gumshoe!
Oh yeah, baby, it's investigating time! I'm on fire, pal! My fingers are itching to go! Yeah!
We should be going too, Mr. Nick!
Alright, let's go! I love him. He's gonna make a great PI.
Hey! You're finally here, pal!
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Do you have the, bug sweeper?
Well, you see, I got busted trying to sneak in, pal. Then suddenly I'm staring at the precinct doors. From the outside, I mean, so yeah, I couldn't get one of the police bug sweepers.
What do you mean you couldn't get one? We need that.
Hey, calm down. I didn't say I didn't get one, just not the police's.
Wow, so this is a bug sweeper. It looks a little broken.
Hey, this was made when I was in elementary school, pal.
Oh, by who?
Me, of course. Seeing this sure brings back memories.
Oh my god.
Don't look down on it, pal. Sure, it looks a little beat up, but I put my heart and soul into building this puppy here.
Your heart and soul?
It'll work. Trust me, pal. It'll do the job. But you can't set the sensitivity, so it's gonna be but anything that gives off electromagnetic waves.
Isn't it better that way?
Well, anyway, since I brought it all this way, might as well give it a whirl, right, pal? Okay, now I'll tell you how to use it. There's a listening device or some other sort of bug in this room. Let's turn the sweeper on. Move the sweeper around the room, real thorough. The sweeper will let us know how strong a signal is picking up. Once you find something that's giving off a lot of radio waves, press enter.
Okay.
This is a refrigerator, right?
I don't think the listening device is in something like this.
Because it's filled with nothing but healthy vegetable juice? What's this? It looks like a hot water pot. This pot can do that? Why isn't it? This is just a giant stuffed teddy bear, right? It's the biggest one I've ever seen.
Hey, did you guys find it yet? The listening device, I mean.
Not yet, but this bear's eye is...
Let's see. A perfectly normal stuffed bear with really strong radio waves. Sounds like you found the device to me, pal. Let's dig this big fella's eye out and see what we've got.
No, you can't! Such a violent act! No!
It's a miniature camera. And it looks like there's a transmitter and a timer.
A what?
A transmitter, pal.
Oh, is this more of the high-tech stuff?
Oh, is that all? Oh man, I wanted to do the whole room. I screwed up, I guess. I didn't know. Well, I guess we found it. I was gonna do the whole room. Oh well.
This tiny thing is a camera?
Yep, it's a pinhole CCD camera, pal. It's a small, high-grade video camera, mostly used in security systems.
It's a video camera.
It runs on a battery, which comes with it in a set.
But there's no videotape in this camera.
This is only the camera part here, pal. The tape recorder with the tape inside it is somewhere else.
Somewhere else?
The footage is changed into radio waves and sent to that recorder.
It's sort of like a TV broadcast?
Hey, you know, you're right.
Set to record the victim's room from 8 p.m. for an hour. Gosh, who knew you were smart? What is a transmitter?
It's a device that sends the footage the camera took to a specific destination. It's like a video version of a listening device, pal.
It looks like it's attached to a small clock-like thing.
That's a timer, pal. You can set it to turn the camera on and record at a certain time with it.
You can set it for a certain time?
Let's see. This looks like it was set to start at 8 p.m. and go for 1 hour. There's no date set, so it's been recording every night, I guess.
Mr. Detective, how long has this bear been here?
I'm pretty sure it's been here since the night of the murder.
Maybe
this camera caught the murder on tape. If you think about the angle the bear's at, it's bound to have had a clear shot of the whole crime, pal.
So there was a camera in this bear's eye. It was disguised as a present.
I'm sure it was here on the night of the murder, pal. It's pretty big. It stands out pretty well in my mind.
Who gave Mr. Krita this present?
I don't know, pal. But this means that someone out there's got a video of what happened here that night.
Isn't there any way we can find out who that person is?
It's impossible, pal. Radio waves can be sent out almost anywhere, so there's no real way to find out.
Oh, is there really no way to find out?
Yeah, I got it.
What?
Hey, pal, let me borrow this mini camera for a bit.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna go around electronic shops and see if I can find out who bought this.
But that's impossible. I mean, it's already 9 p.m.
Leave it to me. Even if I have to search all night, I'll find your man, pal.
I love him. He's such a good pea.
Oh yeah, baby, it's investigating time. I'm on fire, pal. My fingers are itching to go. Yeah!
We have to keep him. He's gone. Yeah. Mr. Scruffy Detective sure has a nice time. He's pushing himself so hard, all for Mystic Maya's sake.
Who do you think it is? Edgeworth? He's the only one that calls us by our last name that way. Francisco would say Phoenix, right? It's a mystery how you always manage to do things in the most inefficient ways, right? Well, I don't have the full beck and call of an entire police department, buddy, so... You'll have to excuse me. I heard your conversation just now. Edgeworth. What are you doing here? A rescue team has been created and deployed. I can't say I'm optimistic. We have to move forward, one step at a time.
I see. Thank you.
Don't thank me yet. We still have to find her. So, there was a spy camera hidden inside this stuffed animal, huh? You are one lucky man, right? Do you know this stuffed bear, little girl?
I have no idea.
Of course not. The maker of this bear is a very expensive luxury brand from overseas. It's completely handmade, and only a small number of these are exported here.
What?
The camera and transmitter that Scatterbrain Detective took with him are dead ends. Things like those can be bought anywhere. However, this bear is different. By tracking how it got into this country, the bear can tell us who the buyer is. Don't you dare call him a Scatterbrain Detective. He's hitting the pavement. It's not his fault that he didn't know that the bear is unique, one of a kind. It's kind of weird that the killer used a unique, one of a kind bear, but I don't know. Maybe it's part of his artisanal, handcrafted assassinations.
Can you really do that, Mr. Dick? Can he?
Well, I guess so. It's 9 p.m. I can still make it in time. I'll be taking this for now. Sure, take the bear. Edgeworth carrying out a giant bear bigger than he is. Well, I'm sure you have other things you have to do. See you soon, Wright. Wait! What?
Why are you doing this?
I have no interest in explaining myself to someone who cannot comprehend. Besides that, Wright, until court reconvenes tomorrow, you should concern yourself with this question. Who was the person that murdered Juan Carita?
The real killer.
Do you really still think it was Adrian Andrews?
To be honest, I don't know anymore.
You still have a little time left. Find the truth, Wright. Everything begins with the truth.
Juan Carita's real killer. Ms. Andrews passed. The kidnapper, whose sole condition is an acquittal for Mr. Ongard. And his card. Shelley the Killer. Maya, the only way I can save you now is to find all the answers to this case tonight. I don't understand what your real intentions are, Edgeworth. But as you said, all I can do for now is to find the truth. Oh. Okay then. Well, Phoenix, I'm pretty sure he's doing this to save Maya. He's a difficult man. He sometimes does things that I personally consider to be unethical. And I know you are understandably still frustrated with him over his melodramatic note that made you genuinely afraid that he had died. I get it. I would be frustrated too. Oh, when I said, Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, choose death, I meant that I'm going to take a sabbatical from prosecuting. I thought that was obvious to everyone. And I'd be like, you fucking jackass, I seriously thought you had killed yourself. I cried, I was sleepless, I had just the worst night of my entire life, only multiply that by a couple of months. Just, You know, I get it. I would be frustrated with him too. But, as difficult as he can be, he genuinely cares about you, and he genuinely cares about Maya. I'm pretty sure it's obvious he's doing this because he wants to save her and cares about her. And that's okay. But I do expect you two to have a long talking after this. They won't, will they?
this is interesting. It's increasingly looking like Matt Ongar did hire the killer, because, well, A, no other suspects have presented themselves, which is a problem. Unless Juan or Celeste somehow hired the killer. But that seems unlikely. So the only two people we have left are Adrian Andrews, who seems genuinely in the dark about all this, and Matt. And then, of course, we have the fact that the killer has holed up in Matt's house, which doesn't necessarily mean that Matt hired him. I mean, he knows of all the places in the area, that's kind of the safe place to be, because it's not like the owner's about to come home. So if you needed to hide somebody, you might as well hide them in the house of the guy who's been arrested for your crime. Safer than a hotel. But yeah, if it's not Matt, who is it? We don't have a plethora of suspects here. I would have preferred having more. Because then I think that there would be more question of who it would be. Whereas right now it's like, well, it has to be Matt because we don't know anybody else. And I'm going to be pissy if it is Matt, because there's absolutely no way Francisca could have known that. She didn't know about a hired killer. She didn't know about a shell calling card. All she knew was that Adrian Andrews tried to frame someone that Francisca has no reason to believe is or could be the actual killer. So the fact that she was willing to send him to jail on false testimony, the fact that she was willing to put someone up on the stand knowing they would lie and using those lies, suborning perjury, that's a big deal. She should be disbarred for that. She should be going to prison. It should not be, oh, well, these things happen. He deserved to go to prison. They kind of did that with Lana, too, where it was like, well, yeah, she framed somebody and sent them to jail, but does it really matter if he was technically guilty of crimes anyway? And it's like, yeah, no, it still really freaking matters, and I'm afraid they're going to do that with Francisca, where it's like, well, yeah, she was willing to do something incredibly illegal and unethical and immoral in order to send someone to prison, but does it count if he was still technically guilty in ways that she didn't know? And it's like, yeah, no, it still fucking counts, dude. You don't get a pass for being accidentally right when you frame somebody. That's not how this works. So it kind of irks me. I love the idea of a defendant who actually is guilty, because I was saying in a case or two ago that it seems like all of our clients are always innocent. It would be interesting to have one that isn't. So I love the idea of a not innocent client. But at the same time, when you couple that with unethical behavior from the prosecution, it kind of feels like there's sort of an underlying subcurrent of, okay, but is Francisca really that bad if she was framing a guilty guy as opposed to framing an innocent guy? And it's like, no, it's still pretty fucking bad. Yeah. I find Francisca interesting, and I still continue to do so. I don't find her sympathetic at all. And I truly hope that the game and the series doesn't suddenly try to, oh, she's good now. Like, she's trying to railroad people into jail, people that she has every reason to believe is innocent. That's not something a good person does. No, not even when they're 18. So that's a thing. So, but anyway, okay. So this is very exciting, and I will see you in the next video where hopefully it sounds like we're gonna keep investigating. Although I honestly don't know what is left for us to do. I mean, either this teddy bear thing's gonna pan out or it isn't. I'm not sure what else to look up. Well, I guess we need to find out why Matt wants him dead. And it's obviously it's got to have something to do with Celeste. So why Matt wanted Juan dead and why Juan wanted Matt framed with the confession he was going to make. So since there was a picture of Celeste in what appeared to be Matt's house, I'm going to say Matt and Celeste were dating. Her death had something to do with Max. Juan was going to confess to hurting Celeste as Matt. Juan was going to pretend to be Matt and confess to hurting Celeste. And Matt shut him up to keep from being ruined. I'm not sure. It'll be interesting. So we'll get to find that out too. I'm going to continue to keep putting the same trigger warning on all these videos. And hopefully everyone's staying safe. Please stay safe. That's really important to me. I will talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.